Hello everyone. In today's grammar lesson, we will learn about the conjugation of verbs that end in AR in the preterite tense. So let's begin. So we're going to take a look at the preterite tense conjugation of verbs that end in AR and verbs that end in car, gar, and zar. So let's begin by looking at the pattern of conjugation of verbs that end in AR. So for example, the verb hablar. All we have to do is remove the ending AR and replace it for E in the form of yo, hablé, haste in the form of tú, hablaste, and O in the form of él, ella, usted, habló. Notice the accent mark in the form of yo and él, ella, usted. For nosotros, we replace the ending AR with amos, hablamos. And for ustedes, ellos, and ellas, we replace the ending with aron. Por ejemplo, ayer, la profe habló mucho. Yesterday, profe talked a lot. So remember that in the present tense, we have verbs that have a stem change, such as, for example, pensar. In the form of yo, it will be pienso. And costar, in the form of el, ella, or usted, will be cuesta in the present tense. However, these verbs do not have a stem change in the preterite. So, for example, yo pensé en mi abuela anoche. Last night, I thought about my grandmother. Notice there is no stem change. Another example, el boleto de avión costó $500. Again, no stem change. So basically the pattern is exactly the same. Yo ends in E, tú, haste, él, ella, usted, o, nosotros, amos, and ellos, ellas, ustedes end in ar. So now let's take a look at what happened with the verbs that end in car, gar, and zar. For example, buscar, llegar, almorzar. So the only difference is that in the form of yo, se becomes ku, he becomes heu, and zeta becomes se. Yo busqué, yo llegué, yo almorcé. But in the other conjugations, the pattern keeps the same. Tú buscaste, tú llegaste, tú almorzaste. Notice that the se changes to zeta again. El, ella, usted buscó. By the way, careful with my mistake. I'm missing the letter C. Llegó and almorzó. Nosotros buscamos, llegamos, almorzamos. And ellos, ellas, ustedes buscaron, llegaron, almorzaron. So the most common verbs that end in car are practicar, tocar, sacar. Those that end in gar, pagar. And those that end in zar, comenzar, empezar, organizar. So, in summary, all verbs that end in AR follow the same patterns of conjugation, and the verbs that end in car, gar, and zar have a spelling change in the form of yo. Car changes to ku, gar changes to heu, and zar changes to se. And that's it for today.